Hi. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be looking at the top 10 rarest weapons in Fortnite. Now you guys may have seen my videos on the top 10 rarest cosmetic items as well as the top 10 rarest dances, but I wanted to do something that's a little bit more based off of real evidence, and that is weapon drops. Today we're going to be ranking the top 10 and seeing what the most rare and uncommon weapon in the entirety of Fortnite is. And I gotta be honest, there are some weapons that you would think place really high and are actually not even in your top 5. And more than that, the number 1 spot is just mind-blowing. Anyways though, if you guys are new to the channel, please make sure to subscribe, leave a like, and actually comment down below what you think is the rarest weapon in the game, because I can guarantee you it's not what you would have guessed. Anyways though guys, we're gonna start things off at our number 10 spot, and this is going to be the gold minigun. Now, as I said, we are going to base this video off of statistics, but the problem with this ranking video is it's not as easy as just looking at what is the rarest, because you have floor drops, you have supply drops, and you of course have chest drops. And the thing with Fortnite is the statistics of all these weapons and ways that they can drop and be found in the game differ. For the sake of this video, we're going to be primarily looking at chests, but also using supply drops and floor loot when it's relevant. So to put it very straightforward, the minigun has a 1 in 125 chance of being found in a chest. Every single chest you open, there is a 2.4% chance that it will be a minigun, and then a 33% chance of that percent chance that it will be gold. While the minigun doesn't spawn on the floor, you can also find it in supply drops, and there's a 14% chance of when you open a supply drop, you will get a minigun. But overall, a 1 in 125 chance, which may sound like a lot, but we are just getting started. Moving on to our number 9 spot, guys, this is going to be the gold hand cannon. Now, every time you open a chest, there is a 3.4% chance that that's actually going to be a hand cannon, but the thing with the gold one is there's only a 20% chance that of the chances of you getting a hand cannon, it will be gold. And that's actually going to place the gold hand cannon much more rare than the minigun at a 1 in 147 chance of you finding. And this is where the video gets really weird. Coming in at number 8, we have the weapon that you probably thought was going to be number 1, the gold scar. Yeah, surprisingly, the gold scar is not near as rare as we all thought. Every time you open a chest, there's a 32% chance that from it, you're going to get an automatic assault rifle, but a 1% chance of that 30 that it's going to be a gold scar. Or to put it in numbers, a 1 in 345 chance that you will get a gold scar. When you put it like that, it really does feel rare. There's also a 7.2% chance that you will find a gold scar in a supply drop. But the weird thing about the gold scar is that you can actually find this thing on the ground. There's a 1 in 2,000 chance that any floor loot is going to be a gold scar. And when we look at that 1 in 2,000 chance, the floor loot is actually considered to be any spot that an area could even spawn, whether there's a weapon in it or not. So while you have a 1 in 2,000 chance of any given floor loot being a gold scar, if you have 100 players search 5 different floor loots, well, that's actually going to be 502,000 or a 25% chance of finding a scar in a game. Hey, it's Pat from the future, and I just finished editing this video, and I feel like I didn't do as good of a job as I should have at explaining what I mean in these certain settings where I'm talking about a 502,000 chance. And what I really mean there is not that 500 chance is to you specifically, but that's a 502,000 chance of a gold scar appearing in a given game. Not to any specific player, but just in general throughout the entirety of the game. And imagine that throughout the rest of this video, because we're going to be using that example a lot. So I just wanted to explain it a little bit better in case you're confused. Anyways, back to the video. 502,000 or a 25% chance of finding a scar in a game. And for that reason alone, the scar is much less rare than you might think. Moving on to our number 7 spot, this is actually going to be the gold heavy shotgun. The chances of finding a gold shotgun from a chest are 1 in 192, and while that's actually better odds than a scar, you can't find them on the ground, and that actually makes them more rare. There's a lot of math to it, but Trust me. Anyways, moving on to our number 6 spot, we've got the gold FAMAS. There is a 1 in 391 chance of finding a gold FAMAS from a chest, which actually makes it more rare than the gold SCAR. There's also a 1 in 3,000 chance of finding this thing on the ground. Now there's a question that we don't know, and I wanted to pair it with this weapon, and that is, what are the odds of finding a gold scoped thermal? Because this weapon just came out, we actually don't know the statistics of the odds of this thing, and for that reason, I'm going to place it as a tie with the gold FAMAS. That being said though, I would argue that the thermal is less rare than the FAMAS because I typically tend to see it less. Moving on to our number 5 spot, guys, this is going to be the gold semi-auto sniper. Now the second video that I actually ever made was based off of the rarest Fortnite weapons back in October, and it was purely just observational. I had no evidence, but I actually placed the semi at number 1. And after that video, I thought I was an idiot for placing it so high, but it turns out that the semi is actually really rare. The chances of finding a gold semi-automatic sniper in a chest is 1 in 784. That is 0.09%. And actually, guys, moving on to our number 4 spot, this is going to be the brother, the twin to the semi, and it is the gold bolt. There is a 1 in 1,176 chance that you will get a gold bolt from a chest. Now, while snipers may appear to be significantly more rare than the ARs, there's actually an interesting caveat to this. So the chances of finding an assault rifle, which is, it's always going to be gold, from a supply drop is 7%, and the chances of finding a gold sniper is 14. Basically what that does is it makes snipers relatively half as rare due to that doubling of chances of finding one in a supply drop. So if you cut a 1 in 1,000 chance in half, that's gonna give you 1 in 500, which is still slightly more rare than the assault rifles. Kind of some weird pseudo math to get around that, but just bear with me. Anyways, coming in at our number 3 spot, guys, this weapon has a 1 in 1,548 chance of being found from a chest, and it is the gold grenade launcher. That is a 0.07% of finding this weapon in a chest. That is astronomically low. The one thing that will make the gold grenade launcher much less rare, however, is the fact that you actually have a 14% chance of finding it in a supply drop. But moving on to our number 2 spot, ladies and gentlemen, this is where things get weird. At number 2, we have the gold rocket launcher. Probably the weapon that most people commented down below is the rarest weapon in the game, but it's not. There is a 1 in 2,941 chance of finding a gold rocket launcher in a chest. Have you ever found a gold RPG in a chest? Probably not, and if you have, you are extremely lucky. But wait. Supply drops in Fortnite exclusively drop gold weapons. And with both the grenade launcher and the rocket launcher, there is a 14% chance that in a supply drop, you will find one of those weapons. So in a game, hypothetically, if one supply drop is opened, that means there's a 14% chance, or a 1 in 8 chance, that there will now be a gold rocket launcher in the game. And furthermore, that means that for every 8 supply drops that are opened, statistically, there will be a gold RPG spawn in the game. And how many supply drops do you think are opened in a game? 10, 20? I would say conservatively 5. Well, that means that in the typical game, there is going to be greater than a 50% chance of a gold RPG spawning in. And when you think about it, even a 1 in 8 chance, that's really not all that rare. So what is the number 1 spot on our list? Well, it's actually not a gold weapon at all, because due to supply drops, gold weapons aren't as rare as you thought. Ladies and gentlemen, coming in at our number 1 spot, we actually have the purple rocket launcher. And actually, the concept that I'm about to explain also applies to the purple grenade launcher and the purple bolt, just not as drastically as it does to the RPG. Anyways, let me explain. And make sure to put on your game theorist hats, because this is about to get a little bit wild. There is a 1 in 769 chance that you will find a purple RPG from a chest, which is low, but not near as low as a gold. But the thing you have to remember is that only gold weapons spawn in supply drops. There is a 0% chance that you will find this thing on the floor, there's a 0% chance that you'll find it in a llama, and there is a 0% chance, of course, that you will find it in a supply drop. And we've already estimated that on average, you're probably gonna get about 5 supply drop openings in a game, conservatively. And we've already established that there's a 1 in 8 chance of getting a gold rocket launcher from a supply drop. And with 5 openings at a 1 in 8 chance, we will actually see a 62.5% chance in a normal game, conservatively, that there will be a gold RPG. Which feels about right. I would say towards your normal game, there's probably like a 50-50 or so that you're gonna see a gold RPG. So I know exactly what you're thinking. Well, okay, yeah, sure, there's a 60% chance you'll find a gold RPG. But you can't just say, well, there's a 1 in 769 chance that you'll find a purple rocket launcher, because obviously a lot of chests are being opened in an average game. So to determine whether the purple RPG is more rare than the gold, all you have to do is just estimate how many chests are opened and then divide it by the odds of that actually being a purple RPG. And this will be estimation, but we're going to take it what I would consider to be to the extreme, just to really show whether that this actually is true or not. Okay, so imagine we have a typical game of Fortnite with 100 players dropping in. You're always going to get a portion of people that spawn in and instantly die. They don't even have a chance to open any chests. So let's just say 10 people in a game on average instantly die and don't open any chests. We've then got 90 people left. And let's say of that 90, there's gonna be another 40 that is kind of like that, not instant death, but very early death. These are your people that land in a location, open a chest or two, and then usually just lose their first or second gunfight, and that's it, back to the loading screen for them. Those kinds of people probably open between 1 and 3 chests, so let's just call that 2. And that's going to be 2 times 40 is going to give us 80 chests open in the first opening part of the game. So now we're down to our last 50, and I want to break this up into 2 more groups, split evenly. The next group of 25 are the people that get a few kills, maybe they even make it out of their landing location, but then soon die after that. They won their location, so they have the opportunity to maybe open a few more chests, and I would say that this is probably going to be like maybe, you know, they open 1 to 5 chests. 1 to 5 is a pretty rough estimate, but you know, you're gonna have people opening more or less, but I would say generally 1 to 5, that's gonna give us 3, and that's gonna be 3 times 25, which is gonna be 75 more chests open from that 25 group of people. And then you've got your last 25 people. These are the people that are actually, you know, making it towards the end. They're in the little circle, they've had time to explore a few different locations, hit some random huts, get some chests. They've been scavenging. Even if I get a win, I really don't think I open anything more than 10 chests. But on average, I would say players are in this group are probably opening somewhere between like 3 and 9. That's gonna give us an average of 6 chests open per person, times 25 people is going to be 150 chests from this group. And in total, that is going to give us 305 chests opened in one game. Now, I don't know what you guys think, but in my opinion, 300 chests in a game seems definitely lenient, and I don't think that's out of the consideration at all. I think that is honestly pretty accurate. And even if you want to give that a huge error of maybe 50, so it could be 350, it could be 250, I think that's pretty fair. But anyways, we now have a rough number of, let's just say 350 to be extreme. We have that number and we can now compare it to the purple RPG. And 350 divided 769 isn't even 50%. And actually, if we want to take this to the extreme, for the purple RPG to be statistically less rare than the gold, there would have to be an average of 480 chests opened in a single game, which is just, it's absolutely impossible. I don't even think that many chests spawn in the map at all. And if we want to look at the purple RPG conservatively, we could also look at supply drops. Anything more than 2 supply drops being opened and your gold RPG is instantly going to be considered less likely of spawning into the map. And with those odds, ladies and gentlemen, we can confirm that the purple RPG is not only more rare than the gold, but in fact, the most rare weapon in Fortnite. Holy shit, that was a lot. That was a long one, but it was satisfying and it was something a little bit different, and I really hope you guys enjoyed that. It's freaking interesting, man. I had no idea, and I'm sure a lot of you guys probably didn't know either. Anyways, thank you guys very much for watching the video. I'll talk to you later. If you're new to the channel and you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe, leave a like, and other than that, thank you very much. That's it. Peace out. You frickin' nerds. Actually, I can't even say that. I'm the nerd. I just calculated that. But anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. Peace.